Without doubt, the most popular watch to homage has to be the Rolex Submariner, while another absolute classic, the Cartier Tank, has received very little interest. That wasn't until a few years ago when at least 4 brands all came out with their own renditions. Now, many watch reviewers on YouTube reviewed these watches individually, and many made comparisons of them. And the final result was a clear winner for the Sanda. Now, I've looked at all of these 4 brands and done my own comparisons, but what surprised me the most was I've never known a budget homage watch to have so much respect and so many compliments from these watch reviewers. So, this is the Sanda Tank. Let's have a look at this thing. Now, before I come to the watch itself, I want to start with the strap. The Sanda actually came with quite a nice strap, a supple leather or leather look strap. And it does actually feel very comfortable on the wrist. Quite an original design, where you'll notice there are no holes because the watch itself is threaded through and looped under this catch here, and the sizing is done by pulling the strap forward or backwards. So it's quite a nice design. The reason why this is not on the Sanda I'll be reviewing today is because, and it might be just my model, is because I can't close the strap. That should click in there, but you'd really need a hammer to get that closed. Now, it did close once or twice, but that was with some effort. So I didn't persevere. I removed the strap and got an EOM stainless steel instead. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. So today we have the Sanda Tank. This is the first Sanda that I have bought. And looking online, other Sandas kind of copy the plastic or resin Casio digitals. So this is kind of a departure for them, and even though it's a kind of one-off for them, I think they've done a really, really good job, especially when you're compared with the other brands. I don't think there's anything that the other brands offer that can compare with this one. So let's go through the basic measurements first. You have a 27.5mm diameter going across, a 35mm lug to lug, not that this has lugs. The depth, it's a very slim 7.2 from base to top to the flat mineral crystal, and surprising for such a small watch, it does have a 20mm lug width, which is ideal for changing a variety of straps, which I have done here. The weight on the supplied leather strap is 36 grams. I think my stainless steel strap puts it up to 60 something, maybe. Now, going around to the side, you have a 4.4mm crown, a very tiny crown, but suitable for this watch, with a protruding blue cabochon, which I think sets the watch off really nice and matches with the blued hands. The case itself is a composite alloy with a very nice chrome plating. There's no pitting, no shadowing, no blurring on that at all. You can see there's a kind of 2 tiers there, where you have the light and the dark. But the watch itself doesn't. It's a very well designed case. The tank tracks also chrome plated, very nice. So I think they did a really good job there. Onto the face. The face in this video looks white, but it is not white. It's kind of a cream or silver and does have a slight sunburst in the light. Where the other offerings from the other brands, they've just done a plain matte white face. You have, now I'm going to zoom in here. Again, this is something that the other watch brands haven't done. Let me zoom into the numerals. Now you'll notice with that light reflection that although the Romans are printed, they're actually embossed. The other watches, they're just flat 2D prints, but they've actually taken the time to emboss these numerals, and as you see, the train track going around is also embossed. The paintwork is very good. Even on a macro, there were no blemishes or overpainting. So a really, really good job there. Most reviewers state that they paid about $20 for this. Now, I waited some time and ordered mine from Shenzhen in China and paid $14 for this. Just $14. So that, again, this is still zoomed in, that embossing is really, really good. And I can't find, even under macro, I can't find any defects at all. Paint work is absolutely perfect. Even the tracks, the train tracks in that rectangle going around. You have the name Sanda inside the tracks below the 12 and nothing else. So I'm glad they kept it very sparse. The handset is a blued handset to match the blue cabochon on the side, which is protruding. The other brands do have a cabochon, but it's very flat, where this protruding one, I think, gives it much more character. And it's quite grippy, very small. It's only 4.4, but quite grippy. Now, let's check out that minute hand jump. So I'll position this directly over the 12 there. And let's see what happens when I press in the crown. Absolutely nothing. The reason why is because this has a Seiko movement, and I believe the other brands have very, very basic movements. So a Seiko movement, $14. Can't be that. I'm also glad that they did not put a second hand on this. Personally, I don't like second hand on quartz watches because I don't like the ticking. I'm a fan of automatics, so when you remove a second hand, it gives the impression that it's an automatic, even though it's not, but I like that. And it reverts back to a much more classic style where you don't have a second hand, where watches may have a small second hand here, but not the original Cartier, so not this one. So another good point there that they did not for putting a second hand on it. Again, it makes it much more classic and much closer to the original Cartier. Again, let me know if you can spot any imperfections in that dial. Again, really impressed with that embossing, where the other brands just 2D printed. Very good. Let's polish that a bit. I mean, even the case, what they've done with an alloy case, that plating is really nice. The back. This is another nice feature I like. That they have, I'll try and zoom out on that. Now they have not a press down back cover. The back cover is actually stainless steel, but as you see, they have a screw down back cover. One thing I really hate about quartz watches are press on covers. Flipping them off, no problem, but I always have a maddening problem trying to press the cover back on. It's one of the worst things I can think of about quartz watches, pressing the back cover back on. It can take ages and ages, and sometimes I'll just give up. The details, if I can zoom in on that. The name, Sanda, stainless steel back, water resistant. It doesn't actually say the water resistance, but obviously this is not the kind of watch you would go swimming or to the beach in. It's a pure dress watch, so the water resistance could be a meter and I wouldn't care. And the designation, 1108. And again, beneath that stainless steel cover, you have a Seiko movement for $14. And back to the front. Now, another reason that I chose a stainless steel strap, especially this one, is because of purely aesthetics. It's because you'll get a continuous parallel line from the strap right across the watch itself and back down the other side. So it's a flowing line, and I really, really like that. Where a leather strap wouldn't give you that same aesthetic. So let's have a look at this on the wrist, and there you have it. Now, some may complain that this would not be the watch for them, especially considering that they'd think, well, maybe a 27.5mm diameter watch is much too small, or even though it has a 35mm lug-to-lug. But I think it looks great. I actually like smaller watches. I don't have a watch as small as this, but I think it actually suits my wrist quite well. The profile. So as you see, no overhang at all, absolutely perfect. And the strap just hangs off because there are no formal lugs. It just hangs off and hugs the line of the wrist. So it really looks good and conforms well to absolutely any wrist. So wrists bigger than mine. I've seen this on size 7 and 7.5 inch wrists, and it still looks good. It doesn't look small, and it doesn't look like, oh, it's a woman's watch. This is a unisex watch. And one especially that you can, it is a strap monster, a black leather strap, a Milanese strap, a standard stainless steel like the one I have at the moment. It's going to change the character of the watch. But again, because of that flowing line of metal from strap to the case to the strap, I think it looks really good just like this. So summing up, I quite agree with all the reviewers that have complimented this watch so much, and I've really gone over it with a macro lens across the case, across the dial, and every other part, and I can't see any defects at all. And again, this costs $14. I would recommend this completely. As a dress watch, it's probably the best dress watch that I have, and I really like wearing it. Maybe I'll change the strap to a deployment black leather one and change it back to the stainless. Again, changing the strap does change the character of the watch. I would highly recommend this, especially at $14. And compared to the other brands, I don't think they come close compared to the quality, the fit and finishing, and especially inside where you have that Seiko movement. So yes, this watch really is a winner. Very impressed, and I completely understand with what the other reviewers say. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again with another watch on the green chair for BBW reviews. Until then, take it easy.